Right. Today we have a £245 return, but it is not just your normal return. Let's have a look at this. Alright, let's get it on the table so you can see. Alright, now I actually picked this up in an auction for £65. So by the time you've paid commission on top of that, you're talking probably 80 quid. So it was all nicely packaged. He's pretty much put it back in the same packaging, although that was inside another box. I'm hoping he's put the remote back in there. It's not in any of that lot. Or the HDMI leads I sent him, unless they're wrapped up in here. That. Bear with. Right, and there it is. It is the Toshiba RDX V60. Now these can go for serious money. It can go up to 300 quid. I took an offer on this of 245. It was all working fully, it was all tested, fully working. I'll put a picture up of the display working, but he sent it back and says the display is now not working. All these light up on here, all the selecting lights light up, but he said there's nothing on the display. So let's plug it in and take a look. Right, so the quick story on this is not your normal eBay's return. The customer actually sent me a message and he said the screen is not working, would I be able to fix it? So I said, well, hopefully. I said if it's, you know, cracked solder joint or something, maybe something's come loose bouncing around in the post. My worst fear is that the screen has been cracked, because I think on this one, I think most of these you know, most displays you see, they're vacuum sealed displayed, or VFUs or VFDs or whatever you want to call them, a fluorescent vacuum display. I just want to talk about these cards. We put these cards inside there. You can pause that and read it if you want. We got 1,000 of these for about 30 quid, and we put them in with like most of our packages. So hopefully, you know, the guy from that card, the guy has actually contacted me to say, you know, this isn't working. He hasn't done a return through eBay. He's posted it back himself. He's probably doing that because he has got this at a cheaper price. So there was no qualms. He just said, oh, I'll send it back to you. He's paying for the postage. I said I'll take a look at it. If I can fix it, I'll just send it straight back to him. If I can't, I'm going to have to do a big refund, which I don't want to do. Although he hasn't sent me back the remote control for it, so I'm not going to send a refund until he sends me the remote control. And the 10, I sent him 10 blank DVD minus R's as well. Plus HDMI cables and SCART leads. So. But right, let's get you down to my level and we'll see what happens to see if the screen turns on or not. Just unwrap the cable. That's how I like to ship my plugs. Just wrap a bit of cardboard around them. Stops it hopefully damaging any of the expensive machinery in there. Right, plugging it in. let's see what happens. Pull this down so we can see a bit better. So this is our display here, which is looking dead. Let's power it on. Power lights are on. You can see the selector lights are coming on. Yep, goes to HDD, goes to VCR. So that's all working all fine. Let's just plug the HDMI into the back of it. Oh, it's not HDMI, is it, this one? SCART lead. So I'm just going to put an aerial in there. Let's put the TV aerials in. Get a SCART lead in. Let's get the TV on. Oh, so that is now on to the Toshiba. Let me mute that. So if I change the channels, I think you can you see the TV on there? Yeah, so you can see the TV on there, so we'll change the program with the buttons on the front. I think he's probably retuned it, so I can't really even retune this unless I had the bloody remote. Right, so you can see that is changing channels. Right, so yeah, everything else looks like it's functioning, so yeah, nothing on the screen. So just tapping it in case there's any like loose connections in there. But right, let's get this apart, see if we can fix it. Yeah, this has taken a hit. This is dented and cracked. This has been dented and broken.
Oh no, so we've got to do the return.
Not if I can fix it. Yeah, just notice this corner here. That has been dented there and the front is now loose. That was not like that when I posted it, and it looks like there's a little crack of something come off there. Yeah, that is just pulling away from there. So another reason why I absolutely hate Parcel Force, unless the guys dropped it and done it. Right, yeah, so that is my listing and the sold price. I'm now just going to check on here, so you can see he hasn't sent the remote or any leads back. There's got an HDMI cable in there. Oh, the HDMI is at the top, idiot. So yeah, so he hasn't sent back, you know, I sent him that stack of CDs at the back there, 10 CDs, the remote control, HDMI cable, sent none of that back. But you know, there's a display of the, or a picture of the display's working, it's got the time on there. So luckily I have a picture of the serial number that's on the back, so I'm just going to check that. Serial number's correct. This has been dropped, or it's had something done with it. There's the picture of the corner, so it's absolutely fine. But right, we're all unplugged. Let's get you overhead and see what we can do with this mess. You know, I've had other stuff that's been sent with Parcel Force as well that they've managed to just absolutely destroy. Parcel Force do not look after their parcels. I usually use UPS. I find they're a much better service. I've never had anything damaged with UPS, and it's a next day delivery. Oh god, I can hear things rattling around in there. What the hell have they done? Yeah, UPS is next day delivery, and it's probably the same price as sending stuff with Parcel Force. I just sent it with Parcel Force because you get a little bit more cover with them. I mean, you get waste of time doing it really, because I didn't get full cover with this. I didn't pay the extra insurance for the, you know, the £250. You get a standard £100 sort of insurance cover for damages, but good luck getting that money back from them anyway. I can't see how that has been done in the post when this was inside a box, bubble wrapped inside a box, and then that box was put inside of another box. You know, and you don't want to blame the customer, but I reckon this has probably been taken out of the box and the customer's dropped it. Possibly. There's always that chance that you don't want to do the blame game sometimes, because you just don't know what's happened. I can just hear things falling out of this. Bits of plastic and stuff just falling, which doesn't fill me with hope. Alright, so there we have the top off. I think the hope and the plastic that you can hear falling is the plastic off of this corner that's just been fucking oh, don't swear. It's just been annihilated, this corner has. So just gonna pop these clips off the bottom gently. I don't want any more plastic to break off of here. And then again, yeah, look, this is fucking snapped as well. Plastic has snapped on here. This has been dropped. This has been dropped. And it's been dropped out of its packaging. There's no way that could happen. Surely not. These clips just lift up to get the face plate off, but got to be so gentle with these because they're just so cracked now. They're all cracked. Yep, the side clips are all cracked. I'll pop this cable out for the front. So now, as you can see, now we've got this out. See that? That has been cracked. That has got a crack in the top of there. You can see that's been split open. We know that corner's been absolutely mangled. And this corner here, you know, it should all be like nicely lined up like that. Whereas when it took it apart, it was out there. Bottom clips are intact. Rest of it in there is looking okay. Oh, wonky table. That all looks alright. Now, test is, and if this screen has been cracked. If that screen's been cracked, we're probably absolutely knackered. Just tipping some plastics out that I can hear falling around. It's like a little plastic well that holds something in. Right, so we'll plug this in now. Oh, and there we go. I can see a problem already. Holy shit. Holy shit, shit, shit. We might be able to fix this. Let's try and zoom you in. Right, we're going to have a look on here, see what the solder joints were like on the bottom. Looks alright, and you can see that wire on the end. See this one here. Oh, hang on, let me get it in shot. See that one there? That leg has been snapped off of there. This all looks like it's been bent over to the side. So this, I think this has definitely been dropped on that corner. This has definitely been dropped on this side. The whole screen has shifted over. There's no way this has happened in a box. No way that can happen in a box just to take a hit on this corner when it's been bubble wrapped and double boxed. This is probably why the guy has contacted me asking me if I can fix it. Maybe it's a customer that has a slight conscience who has dropped it and doesn't want to ask me for a refund because he knows he's damaged it. Who knows? It's all speculation. Right, so we're just going to see now. I'll probably have to move the camera. We'll see if we can bend these legs back into shape, solder the legs together, just see if that screen works. And then I'm going to ask him the question whether he's dropped this, because there's no way this could happen in the box. No way. I'll tell him I fixed it, but then I will ask him if he's dropped it. And if I fixed it, he might tell me the truth. This could be a very interesting video, actually. Right, I might have to move camera angles because this might be a bit hard to do while I've got it sort of stood up. I might have to lay it back down and move the camera down. You know, I don't see why I should have to fix this. It's obvious it's been dropped outside the box. But you are going to argue that case with eBay. You are going to lose, and you are going to be doing a expensive refund. But hopefully, just going to try bending this leg down slightly. Don't want this to break. Just going to move this leg back up. It is just that one leg, isn't it? I'm hoping it's just this one leg. Focus. Because you can see on the, no, you can't see on the other side. See, the other side has got the two legs coming down. Where's that other one going to? Okay, that second leg isn't actually connected to anything, that is just loose. So I'm now wondering if this is the loose leg and the other leg has been snapped inside of there. I don't see how this damage has been caused. I've got a feeling this has been snapped off right at the edge from inside. I've got a feeling this is two legs here. I thought that just might have been snapped, but I think that has been snapped off from right underneath. It's also twisted round. How the hell has this happened? See, these two legs are facing the opposite way. Well, they should all be like straight on like this. It's like they've been twisted round. The solder joint on the bottom is fine. Just going to do a search, see if I can search for this screen. See if I can find out where these go. Although I do think both pins, both of these pins are going to that same metal connector in there, which then connects, I've forgotten what they're called up. Well, I've forgotten what they're called on here now. I did some researches on vacuum fluorescence displays before, and you've basically got your fine elements that go from one side to the other. They heat up. They're like your cathodes, are they? I think they're like your cathodes. So these heat up, and then you've got your chemicals that are actually on the board behind, and then in between you have a grid that turns on and off and allows the phosphors, that's it, the phosphors that are in the back to glow when the heated filaments on the front heat them up. And the grid basically, I think the grid basically blocks the phosphorus coming through, or one way or the other. It's something, you look it up. But I think these two wires are leading to that same board that leads to your filaments across the front, which is why you have the two either side. So, you know, it's basically going up this side, traveling across the filaments, down the other side. So I think if we connected these two wires together, hopefully that will fix it. But I'm just going to see if I can have a quick Google of this screen and see if I can find out, you know, what all these pins are for. Alright, so I've had a quick look for the schematics on this. Not very much. These are definitely, you know, your power points, the power coming into your filaments, and yeah, just refreshing my memory. The grid behind there actually stops the electrons from your filaments going through to the phosphors on the back. So it's the electrons that are going through to the phosphors that lights it all up. So I think, what is it, the filament? I think the filaments have the filaments on either side have a higher voltage. I think they can run from like 30 to 60 volts. Looking at the schematics, this one, these filaments run at 50 volts, I think it says. So we can check that. So we're just going to put these two wires together. I've got the soldering iron turned on. So I'm just going to push these two wires together because they are pretty much the same thing. I'm just going to try giving them a little squeeze. And we're just going to basically solder that together. I'll just wait for the soldering iron to heat up for a second. Right, I'm going to try and do this one-handed while holding the machine up in the air. Save moving the camera angles, the awkward things I do for YouTube and my viewers. So, just got some leaded solder. Our soldering iron is hopefully nicely warmed up now. Tips getting a bit knackered on there. Alright, so I don't want to heat this up for too long because I don't want to burn any filaments or anything out. So I'm going to try and do this as quick as I can while trying to keep it in shot. So let's heat these up if I can. Bit of solder on there. Right, and hopefully that is now connected. You know, like I said before, this should have the two legs, this side and that side. This leg just does move around, it's not connected. Don't know if you can see that flex in there. That is not connected to anything. You can actually bend it out of shape. So what's happened here, that one used to be connected like right up in the top, but that connection up there is completely snapped away on the glass, and I don't think there's any way I could get solder onto that without maybe cracking that glass. So my only choice really was to solder that into there, which I think has made a good connection. It just makes you wonder if anything else has been damaged. I think, you know, what's happened, this has obviously been hit on this corner, this side. This whole frame has shunted over, and there's obviously, you know, some bars. Which side would it be? It would be like this side. Don't know, it would be this side where it connects to, and something's obviously hit the screen, or maybe this little bar here has shifted over, hit them two wires and just snapped them. The whole screen's obviously not moved, otherwise all these other bars would be bent up, and they're dead straight. So something's definitely gone under, and this, the infrared light as well, you can see that is shifted over to the side. So something's been hit on this corner and shifted everything over. So let's hope there's no more damage inside of there. Right, so I'm now going to switch this on. Let me just spring you around. Oh, all my bits are just falling off. Just going to swing you down to the floor. So hopefully you can see if that display will now turn on. I'm just going to unplug my soldering iron for now. Hopefully I'm not going to need it. Which one's the plug for that? Right, here we go. Let's hope this doesn't go bang. Plug it in. Hey, I saw a bit of light there. There's no smoke yet. We have our power button over this side. Turn on. We got our display back. Thank heavens for that. I might not have to do a return. Hey! Ah, dear. That is kind of a relief, that is. Digital TV, channel 1. Where's the channel buttons over this side? Let me find the remote. Program buttons are there. That's HDD. But, our program buttons are inside here. I don't want to put me I don't want to put my fingers in there because this has got 50 volts going across this display. So if I press program up, yeah, 1, 2, 3. I shouldn't really be sticking metal in there, but right, so that display is working. Alright, so I'm now just going to see if I can do anything with this. I'm just going to get some glue and just try and glue some of this back together so it's not as loose. And should we go and message the guy? Oh, when we got this back together, I'm going to put this back together, and then I'm going to message this guy and tell him that I think it's been dropped outside the box, and we'll see what his response is, shall we? Might be interesting. But for now, let's turn it off, get it all unplugged, get it all put back together. So here it is, back together. We've got our display down here. You can now see that is working. Just chucked a DVD in. You can see that is working now. Good thing about this one, just press play to select the menu. Good old Shrek test DVD. We've done the VCR as well. The VCR is playing okay. Haven't tested copying from VHS to DVD, but it was all working before. So thank God that is fixed. Right, so let me know what you think about this situation. This was the box that I sent it in. As you can see, there is no damage around the outside of that, anything. And like I said, it was bubble wrapped in a lot of big bubbled bubble wrap. It was then inside a box. Then it was wrapped, well, then it was put inside another box with paper wrapped around the outside, so it had plenty of protection. But from the look of it, I'll just unplug these a second. So I can pick it up. But, you know, looking at the damage on this, the damage that was in this corner, I've glued it back up. It doesn't look too bad. You can still see there's a little crack there with a bit of glue. But keep the noise down with that door, love, there. So there is, you know, there's a little dent on top of there as well. So I think this has taken a hit right on this corner, shoved this front display, which is only plastic, the rest is all metal. So I think it's just whacked this plastic, shoved it over to the side. It snapped pretty much all the clips that are on here. And there was obviously, you know, another piece of plastic inside this that I showed earlier. It's obviously just slid over and snapped the wire off of the display. So it was lucky there was that extra spare wire in there that wasn't, or the spare leg on the display, it wasn't being used. Otherwise that probably wouldn't be able to have been fixed. I don't think I would have been able to get anything soldered to the bottom of the display. I mean, the heat from the iron could have cracked the screen. But let me know what you think about the about this return. You know, he hasn't gone through eBay to return it. He's privately messaged me to say, you know, this has arrived, the screen isn't working, are you able to fix it? I'll put a copy of the message up here of what he actually said. Like I said, yep, send it back, I will take a look at it. Could be like some loose solder joints or you know, a blown cap. And I said to him, as long as that screen isn't cracked, because it is it's a vacuum screen. If that screen has cracked at all and the vacuum's gone, it's basically no good. Because like I was trying to say earlier, you know, those filaments along the front that I resoldered the legs to, those filaments, all the electrons come off them. Then there's a grid behind that which can block certain electrons, and then those electrons that get through the grid excite the phosphors that are on the screen behind, which is how you see the numbers lighting up. It's basically the electrons hitting the phosphorus. Something like that. But you know, maybe this is maybe this buyer has got a slight conscience, knows he's dropped it, and like I say, you know, these cards that we put in there, they basically say, you know, we're not a big company, we're just two hard-working people trying to make a living. Sometimes probably a good thing to put in there. I think if, you know, that wasn't in there, he might have just opened a return and won his money back. And I had no chance of winning a case like this against eBay. They would have sided with the customer. It's like damaged in the post. Your chances of getting 300 quid postage back, or you know, 300 quid insurance on the post, which I didn't pay for anyway. I only had £100 cover on this. You know, the chances are very slim to pretty much impossible of winning any cases against eBay or anything like that. Let me know your thoughts. I think I've been quite lucky with this one, and it was an easy fix. But I'm going to message the guy. I'm going to say, look, you know, I fixed the machine. I'll send it back to your UPS, so send that back tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, and he should have it for Thursday. And then I'll just ask that little question in the end and just say, you know, have you dropped this? Looks like it's been dropped outside of the packaging, and see what he says, because you know, there are now sort of some cracks on the plastic on the outside. If he admits to it and then wants to say, you know, item isn't as described, if I can get him to admit that he's dropped it, then that will help in my case if further down the line something else isn't working, or he tries to say item is not as described. But yeah, fun days. Leave your comments down below. Please give me a like. Please give me a dislike if you hated the video. If you did hate the video, leave a comment, tell me why you hated the video. But thumbs up are appreciated. Please subscribe to the channel. Get the notification bell on so you see whenever I upload new videos and fix stuff like this and weird customer complaint. Well, not even a complaint, but yeah, weird returns and stuff we have to deal with. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thank God for that. Ugh.